What's going on, everybody? Gameshadamus here, bringing you part 2 of my attacking Battlefield gameplay here. If you missed part 1, how dare you? How dare you not watch part 1 before part 2? But yeah, I kind of wanted to continue with a couple of the subjects and keep reinforcing that with how I'm playing here. Back to kind of holding position. As you notice, like, we keep moving up here, just like with the last couple objectives. As long as there's a few people like just sitting and trying to kill people and hold positions, then it allows your team to just keep moving up, keep holding them back, and then you can, gain access a lot easier to planting the bombs, and you just have a complete advantage. So there's a couple guys on my left that are obviously holding some guys down. I think there's a teammate, here in the hallway. So as long as you're spreading out and covering all the angles, then no one can really get around you to flank you. So as we just keep moving up, like, closer and closer. I also want to touch on the movement system in this game, which I was saying before that it's it feels a lot more like Call of Duty, like in the way that it's kind of a fast arcade shooter or whatever. But I feel like maybe this is a little sped up. Obviously, you probably move slower since you have like 100 pounds of gear on. But and hey, reviving. What do you know? If you keep doing that, by the way, if your team keeps spawning on you, keep reviving, then they instantly respawn and stay in battle. It's really hard to deal with a squad that does that well. But anyway, yeah, the movement is quite nice. You can, obviously, like, parkour, jump over things. When you're like running, you can like duck down quickly and get back up, or like when you go prone, you can kind of slide around areas or kind of go at a curve. So if you kind of get the movement down, then you can get away with a lot of crazy shit, and it just feels really good and really fluid. It does feel like very realistic, I guess, in how you would react to moving in that situation. So just I would play around with it, and every time that you're being shot at, unless you have a drop on somebody, pretty much always just go prone immediately, because you can kind of drop out of situations and then reassess where you're getting shot from or whatever's happening. Here's another great example of, hey, I have no ammo, give me some ammo, you're sitting here, hello. But I think this guy like dropped out of the game or something like that. But luckily, I think one of my squad mates had a mic here and gave me a little ammo to continue this little run. This is a nice little segment of gameplay here. I didn't break up, I just kind of wanted to show you a good run. I like to go out this left side here because a lot of the defending team will be posted up in the middle, or that right side over there. So if you come out on this left side, you can kind of like get around and have people spawn to you and flank a lot better. So just keep that in mind. But do watch out in the building across from you that a couple guys might post up in there, and they have a great vantage point on this little alley, so just be aware of that. Hey, that's that little medical marijuana clinic? Yeah, so going back to the movement little mechanics, it is kind of frustrating sometimes. You'll see that glitch that happened before where you can't jump over things, like you kind of get hung up. So just be aware that sometimes happens here and there, and you might judge something like, oh, I can jump over this, but like there's maybe too big or whatever, and you can't. So just keep that in mind, so you don't you're trying to run from somebody and then you get caught and die. That's no good. These are great windows up here to get vantage points on this whole side, because the defending team spawns on the opposite side over there. Notice how I switched to my single round burst now after that first guy. If you just burst fire a lot, you're very accurate, but just having this single shot just really helps. But anyway, getting into these windows up here for snipers and stuff is really good vantage point. And if you're on the defending side, you either need to get up in these buildings and hold them down yourself, or preferably have engineers just take rockets and like just blow up like a whole bunch of it, and then they really are exposed. It's a lot easier to kind of hold them down and hold down B if you need to do that. Like I was saying before, a lot of people like to go through the middle on this map, and then kind of like span out from there. They usually kind of go to the right side, I feel, or up in those buildings. So if you can kind of swoop around here to the left to come around to capture B, Unfortunately, I get jumped by two guys here, and I cannot prone dive my way out of it, or prone like swoop around that corner. But luckily, one of my teammates is still like right in that area. So again, really nice to have squad mates that are still alive, that are still in battle, because then everyone's right back in it, and then you can kind of spread out from there and get better position. But anyway, yeah, if you can get over on this wall, you can kind of hold down the defending team, which is spawning to your left, as well as up to the right in those buildings, or if there's any enemies that got around on you. For this final little push towards B, good position to be in. I also want to touch on the attachments really quickly. I'm using the little hand grip with, I believe, a silencer and a red dot. And I like this little loadout. Definitely like the suppressor, especially because we were in close range before. There's a muzzle flash reducer, or whatever it's called again, which is another nice little attachment for the front, which kind of hides where your bullets are coming from, and a lot of the attention on your gunfire, which is nice for like the long range. It'd be good for this section, and especially in the first section if you're like a sniper or kind of sitting back. Other than that, I like the suppressor. But a lot of the sights are different, and you just kind of have to feel them out and find something that's right for you. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was the end of part 2. I'll be back with some more, and you guys have a good one. Take care.